So today we are visiting this place called Choeung Ek. It's actually the genocide center where a lot of people were taken to be killed during the Khmer Rouge. This is like the craziest museum, I guess, in comparison to a museum, the craziest museum I've ever seen, because stuff is on display, but just walking on the roads, you actually see bones, you see hair, you see people's clothing literally popping up out of the ground. Even where I'm standing right now, you see stuff, so pretty intense. So we're gonna walk around, and again, we're here to just kind of learn a little bit more about the history of the country. Leng already, he's been here before, so he kind of knows a little bit, but it's a really crazy learning experience for me right now.
Prisoners or captured people would be brought here in trucks. First it started out, just in groups of 25 people, maybe 3 times a month, and then towards the end, I think it started getting a little bit crazier, and so they were getting 300 people a day, and the only reason there would be detainees here was because they couldn't kill enough people in the day. They just took too much energy, and so they would just detain people for the next day and then execute them then.
When I first walked into this place, the first thing I noticed is that it looked very well kept. There was a big field and it had a couple little holes in it, but I didn't really think much of it. As I learned more, I learned that those were actually the mass graves. And when I started paying a little bit more close attention to details, this place suddenly turned into like a horror film.
Behind us right now, there are just multiple mass graves, and they would be anywhere from 5 to 16 feet deep. And during the monsoon season, where it rains, you'll still see clothes and bone and teeth coming out of the ground.
It wasn't like they're just bones left in their natural state. There's skulls that were crushed, that were broken and killed in very inhumane ways, and just by looking at the bones, you see that.
Before the Khmer Rouge had come in, it was actually kind of like farmland, and so there would be fruits and vegetables growing, and then to have it turn around to be a site of executions and mass graves, it's a complete 180.
Like I said earlier, this is like the most crazy museum that I've ever seen, because it's not only has lots of pieces of history, but it's actually the site of it, so you actually see stuff right in front of you. You see bones, I think it's not watered down at all. Pretty much they were trying to find the easiest way of execution, so there were some pretty crazy things, using just farmer tools to kill people. And then also the kind of crazy one was actually throwing DDT, which is a chemical used to kill like roaches, bugs, mice, termites, and they're throwing it on people to decay the bodies faster. Honestly, I could never imagine. It's like something from a movie, a horror movie. Again, I'm glad I came here, glad I got to see it. And if you're ever in Cambodia, I highly recommend to come and check out some of this stuff, because it's history.
If you have political parties or people who come into power who don't value human life, it just ends up being terrible, because things like this happen where 9,000 people killed here. It's ridiculous.